Hey guys, welcome back to another video of AFK Arena. This video is a summary of the live session that happened last week. So I have to apologize for the quality of the video because during the live session I forgot to record it. So I'm only getting the download from YouTube. I hope you wouldn't mind. There will also be part of the video where the quality will be a bit different. And this is because I've just recorded them after the live. So I will be doing in this video the review of the heroes and their skills and give you my thought around them. And then we will of course max them out and see how they look like. So guys, thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing it if you enjoy the content. It took me a lot of time to build this one. I'm learning every day when I do that. So I really hope you enjoy. And of course, please share your feedbacks. It's something that I also value a lot. So let's get into it. So let's get into it now with the hero review first, and then we'll start, getting the gears and getting them leveling them up. Sorry, this might be a long video, guys, so feel free to skip. I'll put some timelines in the description so that you can jump to the section that is of interest for you. All right, guys, let's have a look at Emilia and Rem. So first we're going to be doing Rem, and we'll go over his skills. And let's have a look first at the ultimate ability. So I'm not going to go and read everything. I'm going to give you the highlights. So the name is Demon Form. So what she will do is that she will attack all the enemies in the zone for 200% of her attack rating. And then she will enter her demonic form. In that form, she will gain some buffs. So first, her damage will be increased by 20%. And she will steal 1.5% of energy from all enemy every 2 seconds. Now, if she ult within that form again, her damage will be increased to 250% of her attack rating, and she will send the enemy in the air. That's very good. And then she will earn 20 points of attack speed, and 40% of the damage she will do will be converted into health. So we can see that that demon form is very, very powerful, and we want her to stay in that form as long as possible, or as much as possible, let's say. Now, if you add the signature 30 to that, the damage she will do when she used that ultimate ability will ignore the enemy shit. So it's a very, very powerful ultimate attack. When combined with the signature 30 and the passive skills, we can see that there is a big buff that she can get from this. And we really want her, again, to stay in that form as much as possible. Now, if you look at the second skill, the Morning Star, this one is a single target attack. Right, so here she will deal 300% of her attack rating to a single target, but that target will be the enemy that has dealt the most damage, and it will knock back the enemy. That's very interesting. And if the enemy is pushed back to the edge of the battlefield, they will be stunned for 2 seconds, right, and get extra damage of 150%. And she will also reduce the enemy energy by 30%. So if you add the signature 20 to it, the damage will be increased to 30%, and 75% of that damage will ignore the enemy shield. So this is a very, very strong enemy CC, and will be very efficient, again, backline damage dealer like mage and rangers. So her next skill is the healing mana. So this is a healing skill that will target the ally that has that is the weakest on the battlefield and restore their health up to 20% of their max health, basically, right? So this is also very good because it will grant this ally a shield that is equivalent of 300% of Rem's attack rating with additional effect. And that duration will be 3 seconds, but increase to 8 seconds if you have the engraving to 830. So it will increase the healing received by the ally, and also it will give a regen effect of 30% of Rem's attack rating per second, increase to 80%. On top of this, Furniture 30 will make the ally immune to damage for 0.5 seconds, so they will basically save them. And Furniture 9 will heal that ally with 50% of the energy. So here, we can see that there is a great healing capability that you can use to save your ally. And finally, the passive skill, which is the Demon Tribe, which is what everybody is excited about. For every percentage of health that is lost by an ally, Rems will get 2% of attack rating, up to 300%. So basically here, we only have to lose 150% as a team to buff up completely Rem. And this is what we try to do, right? We want to make sure that the team will lose their HP very quickly so that Rem can get that buff and of course survive this. So you have to put her in a team where she will be, protected as well for a few minutes. But still, if the ally that she is, having in the team are dead, she will gain an extra, 10% point of haste, but also she will get the 20% damage reduction coming from the Engraving City. So the Engraving City is becoming almost mandatory here because you want her to have it. And this is one of the craziest skills of Lucretia, because it feels like, sorry, I would say Lucretia, but this is one of the craziest skills as Rem, because it makes you feel like a Lucretia 2.0, where she will not only get the buff, but she doesn't need the ally to die completely to do this. Of course, if they die, she will get extra buff from this. So fantastic skills, amazing hero, definitely worth it. Now let's have a look at Emilia. So here, obviously, she's a mage, intelligent base, and if we look at her skills, it's a bit different. So the ultimate ability, which is the essence of the spiritual art, the invocation, basically. So we learned that Emilia is not gaining energy while attacking or being dealt damage, right? She's not getting that energy from this. She starts the battle with 100% of her energy, and she will use her ultimate attack immediately and summon Puck. So Puck is going to be shooting AoE attacks to the most populated area, dealing 350% of Emilia's attack rating and applying a frost effect for 6 seconds. And this is very, very interesting, because the targets that are under the frost effect will take 450% additional damage, equivalent to, of course, Emilia attack rating, every time they are dealt damage, every 2 seconds, basically. And if an enemy suffer from that, CC or that additional damage for more than 3 times, they will become frozen for 2 seconds. On top of these, the frost enemy will have their energy lost 10% per second. And when the energy is at 0, Puck will disappear. At that time, Emilia will gain 150 point of energy per second, per ally attack, and this will be increased to 200 with the Furniture 9. So Furniture 9 is definitely for me a must, because it will take you just 5 ultimate abilities to get Emilia's energy back up and Puck again. So this is a very strong start of the battle for her, applying a strong CC on a large area at the beginning of the fight. Now let's have a look at her next skill, the Ice Flower. So in these skills, Emilia will freeze every enemy on the battlefield between 2 to 4 seconds. The duration of which the enemy will be frozen depends on how lower the HP are. The lower the HP are, the longer they will be frozen. And if an enemy is immune to that, they will be dealt 400% of damage, equivalent for the 400% of Emilia's attack rating as damage. So this allows Emilia to keep a frost frozen effect basically on the battlefield if you manage to do the rotation properly. So this would be a very good synergy with someone like Khazar or Leonardo da Vinci to maintain these CC on the battlefield. The next skill is the Lesser Spirit for Emilia. So this spirit, this skill will allow Emilia to create an area on the ally side of the battlefield for 8 seconds. So the size of the area will be even longer, and she will heal every ally in that area for 120% of her attack rating per second, and generate their energy for 4% of the energy per second. So if now the ally is outside of that area, the Engraving 30 will allow them to benefit from half of these effects. So 60% of healings or attack rating and 2% of energy recovered per second. So this is a strong healing skill, right? And recovery skill. So good potential as well if you can have that with a Palmer, a Rowan, or Rosaline to have strong energy cycles that you can maintain. These ally will keep spamming their ultimate ability, which will make also Emilia refurbish her own energy bar and use and call Puck more often. The last one is the I call it the sacrifice skills. So it's the Great Spirit Might. So when Emilia dies, she will freeze all heroes on the ground, on the battlefield, whether they are enemies or allies, doesn't matter. And she will inflict 500% of her attack rating to all of them, plus an additional damage equivalent to 20% of the lost health by all enemy. This is capped, I believe, to 800% of Emilia's attack rating, which is also okay. And the ally will only suffer, we only take 50% of that damage after 0.5 seconds. But the Engraving 60 will nullify that damage. So the ally will not take damage if you go here. Now, if she's the last one standing on the battlefield, on top of all the damage she will deal to the enemy, because there is no more allies, she will become invincible for 2 seconds. And with the Engraving again 60, she will recover all her health. So here you have a choice to be made, basically, because if you want her to survive and do that, last breath attack, then you have to give her the Engraving 60. But if you want to use her with a Thorin Sheath, for example, where you wanted the ally to take a lot of damage to buff them up for any reason, then you should stick to Engraving 30. But I believe that, no one will use her like that. Everybody will be using her at Engraving 60. Okay, let's have a look at the signature. We already talked about the furniture and the engraving while looking at the skill, but the signature is more not linked to a specific skill, but more to the frozen effect that the enemy will suffer. So when you activate that, the enemy will take 20% more damage when they are frozen. At signature 10, they will lose energy 5% per second. At signature 20, this is where it becomes interesting because they will permanently lose 25% of defense when they come out of frozen state. And this can be stacked up to 2 times. And of course, this doesn't make it 50%, so it's going to be 25% and another 25% of what is left. This is my understanding. And finally, at signature 30, the allies will gain more energy when they deal damage to frozen enemies. So you understand here that the key is to keep the enemies in frozen state as much as possible. That's why I told you for the rotation between the main skill and the second one, which will apply the frozen effect, is extremely important. So very strong hero, very high potential. I'm very excited to see what she will be doing in the meta composition. Okay, so first we're going to be doing the fusion, the soul fusion of Rem. I'll use Alaro for this. I have some dimensional keys, but I don't think it's worth using them at this stage. And we will do the same for Emilia, and we will get to the gearing. So for Emilia, we'll use Respen. It's not a hero that I'm a big fan of. I made a mistake on my last video with his name. I'm sorry about this. But yeah, it's one that I'm not playing at all. Okay, so here we have Rem. I'll put the gear. So I have already the body and the helm for her. So we need to add 2 extra pieces, so the legs and the weapon. I have some chest in my bag, so I'll be using these for both the weapon and the legs. And we will start gearing, taking the gears to tier 4. There she is, full tier 4. Next, I'm going to be looking at the signature item and taking her to signature 30. There we are, signature 30. We will be just adding an artifact to it, and I think the Dura's Eyes is perfect because we want to increase her attack speed, so I will go with this one. Okay, next is the engraving. For Rem, I see a great potential. I usually only do this for Awakened Heroes, but for her I think I'll take her straight to engraving 80 because I'm pretty convinced she will be in the meta in the future. So there we have our Rem, beautiful, signature 30, engraving 80, and gear tier 4. Next we're going to be doing Emilia. So for Emilia, I also have 2 pieces of armor already for her, and I also had 2 chest parts, so I need the weapon and the hat. So we're going to get that from the bag and do the same thing as we did for Rem, taking the gears to tier 4. Let's do this. Okay, our Emilia is now full T4. We'll look at the signature item and taking it to signature 30. And give her the same artifact, I think, because for her as well, the attack speed is very important. So there we have her. The now engraving for her, I'm going to stick to engraving 60 for now until I know a bit more. There is a, like I said in the previous review, that I think there is a gap basically that you do if you go from 30 to 60. I've decided to go to 60 with her. So she looks great. Like the design, like the character, see a great potential as well. Now we're going to be doing the crystals. So we have now 10 levels to do. I hope I have enough resources. It's a bit lot. I mean, it's a bit much when you do 10 in one. So I'm a bit worried about the essence. So hoping we'll get enough for that. Yes, so we were just at the limit and we could do it. Next is the furniture. So we'll give her 2 rooms. I mean, we'll give them the room, sorry, and we will also draw the furniture. And it's funny to see this. When I was doing that, I realized that Rosaline and Rem are really similar in terms of design, right? So both are made. This is what we say, right? And yeah, so it's a funny thing to see. So now let's have a look at our wish list. In the previous video, I added Milan at the end to get her to furniture 36. I will remove her because the other one are also very important, and I want to finish them. So we will be adding Rem and Emilia. So this is what the wish list looks like, and we will start the drawing. So again, as always, guys, this is going to be a long drawing session, so I've speeded it up, and I will pause when we get some red cards. So let's get into it. Lots of furniture drawn so far, but no copy of Rem and Emilia. Bit annoying. A double, oh, that's too bad. Not a copy yet. Let's hope we get it soon. All right, this is our first furniture for Emilia. Let's continue and see if we get more. A double. Oh, nice. Emilia and Rem. That's a good one. Very happy with this. Another copy for Rem. Good. And one more for Rem. That's nice. So we've reached the limit now. So let's sell a few furniture and go back to do some additional some additional pool, and we will see. Okay. Oh, that's good. That's good. Emilia, one more copy. That's nice. So I think I have 3 copies of furniture for Emilia. 3 furniture for Emilia and 3 for Rem, which is good. I like to have these things so far. Okay, last one is Thanos. Not too bad. So let's have a look at what we got exactly. Yeah, 3 for each. So I will be using now the red cards to complete them to furniture 9. Okay, now we have the 9 furniture for each of them. This is fantastic. I didn't use a lot of resources, at least to do this, from my perspective. So now let's have a look at how they are in the, in the hero portrait or the hero page. I'm again a big fan of Rem. I think she's going to be doing great. I'm already, seeing some very interesting results from her. And of course, Emilia is as well very, very interesting and very strong. So very good potential for this. Once again, thank you very much, guys, for watching. I'm sorry about the long video. I hope you wouldn't mind. And as always,
thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.